What's up, YouTube? This is gonna be a little bit, not really a live stream, but I'm just gonna do a direct upload because I don't really have time to edit. I'm actually in my lab right now, so as you can see, I am all alone in my lab, and I wanted to do a quick video because obviously the whole coronavirus scare has been affecting many different types of people, from hourly workers to people in the tech industry, people who depend on working at hourly positions in order to make a living and support their families. And even those who are still students are affected, because a lot of students now have been transitioning to online learning and taking all their classes and doing all their assignments online. So most university campuses right now are more or less closed. However, many graduate students and those who are still doing research at universities are still very much active. In most cases, in other cases, there are a lot of universities that have actually shut down the research operation. So I actually want to spend some time talking about how this epidemic has been affecting those who are in graduate school, those who are very active in research, and how this could potentially affect people's graduation timelines, and also other factors such as being able to make a living in order to pay rent, or just stay and live in the city that you're at, or maybe you're forced to go home and delay your degree. So right now, obviously I'm in lab wearing the proper PPE. So at this point, I am probably the most safe from being affected from the virus, because one, I am being very socially distant. There is nobody here. And I also have respirators in the lab to protect myself. Of course, I've a lot of debates on whether or not respirators will actually work, face masks, whether or not they'll actually work against virus. But I'll leave that debate for those who are actual medical professionals, and not someone like myself who doesn't really know that much about it. But I think in general, this epidemic has certainly slowed down many different parts of the economy, and having a large chunk of the workforce having to socially distance themselves and stay at home. But graduate students in particular have a unique situation, because for those like myself who is an experimentalist, we need to be in a lab to perform our work. So right now I have an experiment that's going on behind me, and obviously I can't take this setup back home and do my experiments there. So it's important that, at least for the time being, since my university is still active and open for research activity, that I try to get in here and do as much work as I am able to before inevitably the university will likely shut down. And even those who are working in labs can't perform their work anymore. Hopefully that's not the case, but I certainly see that happening. As of this morning, there are about 500 cases in Arizona. The number is exponentially climbing, as people have certainly predicted trends for how this disease is going to progress throughout the state. But I certainly remain hopeful that all my friends are safe, all my family stays safe. I'm actually avoiding driving home to see my parents, because they're at the age group that's at most at risk. So I certainly want them to just stay put and stay safe. And for me to continue my work here, but also try to do whatever I can remotely. So recently I just submitted a communication. So a lot of my writing that I could have done at home is effectively over for now. So I'm trying to collect data for a next series of experiments that my project needs to move forward. And I can't exactly do that at home. So I'm trying to, just come here and take care of as much as I'm able to. And I also intern at Intel, which the company itself is having a lot of social distancing guidelines. And for now, I still have to go on site because I'm relatively new and still training, but I also get a chance to work from home certain times during the week. So that's been very helpful. It's a crazy time we live in, and I know that some research universities have been shutting down because of this epidemic, and they don't want students to be exposed to large groups of people. And I know some of my friends in other universities, they've had to either pause or completely cease their research activities. So one example is one of my friends having to sacrifice her entire mice colony because she works with genetics research, and that's likely something that will probably set her PhD back at least half a year, if not more than that. And I hope that's not the case, but it's the reality that a lot of conferences like APS, MRS conferences were canceled. Some of my friends had talks that they were supposed to give but aren't able to give them anymore. So it's definitely affecting our careers to some level if we're not able to perform the work that we can, or go and give the talks or presentations that help us to network and build those connections with other scientists and engineers. So it's definitely a difficult time, and all I wanted to really say is just be mindful of what's going on. Just pay attention, stay informed, stay inside if you can. Just try to avoid any sort of crowded places or other types of places that are likely to have a risk of someone having the disease. And try to perform your work at home as much as you can if you're able to. I joke around with my friends saying that a lot of review articles are likely to come out of this because people are just going to stay inside and read a bunch of literature and then maybe start writing review articles. So I might actually try to start one myself if I can. I think that most importantly, to just practice social distancing. I know it's really hard right now. Like, I tend to be a social person, but at the core, I'm very much an introvert. So this is nothing new to me, so to speak. But I do miss seeing my friends. I do miss seeing other people in my life. I try to maintain good contact with them, and funny enough, I actually find myself reaching out to people a little bit more than I thought I would. And some people I haven't talked to in a few years, and just go and give them a ring. So maybe it's a good time to catch up with some people that you know. So I think that just make sure to practice good hygiene, wash your hands, do what you can to stay safe, and hopefully those of you who are still in labs, try to take the necessary precautions. Don't need to stay as for longer than needed. Just try to limit your travel, and whatever do what you can in lab, and hopefully get a good chunk of data to go and analyze while you're at home, or maybe if you're close to writing a paper, go and just start writing the paper. You don't need to do anything at this point other than just simply taking care of yourself. So that's just kind of my update for today. I know it's going to get a lot crazier before it gets better, but I'm hopeful, and I'm also very thankful for having not caught the virus yet, so that's good. Hopefully that's not something that'll happen to me in the future, but also just grateful that I have this opportunity to be able to work from home for my job, and also for some of the things I do here, and to have a really strong support system and people to talk to when I feel kind of sad about not being able to see people. So just pay attention to things and make sure to stay healthy and stay safe. So This is just my update for the craziness that's going around, and I do plan on being in lab sometimes during the week, so if I can try to get things done, I can hopefully get some good data for my work. So with that, I'll try to check in again with another vlog and hopefully produce a few more videos in the coming weeks. So just remember to drop a like, comment for other material that you like to see from my channel, and as always, keep calm and Xton. Bye guys.